For years, we've treated AI like some digital magic trick happening behind our screens. But the reality, it's far more grounded and honestly, way more intense. We're past the point of software superiority. This race has mutated into a full-blown, active campaign for absolute physical conquest.
We used to ask, when is the software going to break? Like, when will these models just outsmart the human programmers? But the terrifying truth of late June 2026 is that the smartest minds in Silicon Valley were looking at the wrong map entirely. The software didn't break. Actually, the physical world broke first. Deep inside a highly restricted containment zone at OpenAI, under their classified Daybreak initiative, they've deployed GPT 5.5 Cyber. Now listen, this is not a chatbot. It isn't writing quirky poetry for you. This is literally a sovereign digital army sent out to seize control of the internet's plumbing. It's a brute force reasoning engine built specifically to do multi-hour cognitive analysis across millions of lines of active production code. And its first big win? Absolutely staggering. Just look at this timeline. It perfectly captures its sheer power. GPT 5.5 Cyber completely isolated CVE 2026-47729. That's a critical structural flaw known as squid bleed in the Squid web proxy, which is open source infrastructure used by global banks and governments. Now get this, that vulnerability sat hiding in the dark for 29 years. Human security auditors missed it. Automated scanners totally missed it. But GPT 5.5 Cyber, it found it, verified it, and wrote a completely clean, functional patch without a single line of human intervention. No human in the loop at all. But here's the rub. These advanced AI models are aggressively shrinking the window between finding a vulnerability and weaponizing it. So, to stop hackers from doing exactly that, OpenAI teamed up with the security firm Trail of Bits for an initiative called Patch the Planet. They're literally handing GPT 5.5 Cyber straight to the maintainers of foundational internet plumbing, think Python, Go, Apache, launching a high-velocity automated war to rewrite global open-source code before the bad actors can catch up. They are securing the plumbing before the grid locks them out. Sustaining an AI model that spends days looping through massive code bases doesn't just magically happen in the cloud. It requires unimaginable hardware. And the old metrics of tokens per second, yeah, those are dead. AI agents function more like a relay team now, executing long-term tasks. According to independent infrastructure audits by Artificial Analysis, the new AgentPerf benchmark reveals something insane. Running the exact same heavy workloads, Nvidia's new Blackwell Ultra GB300 achieves a 2,000% efficiency gain. That means it runs a staggering 20 times more concurrent agents per megawatt than the previous generation. And the only way that massive efficiency leap is physically possible is through a totally new architecture. Nvidia is no longer just selling a graphics card. They're executing a total structural monopoly. Through absolute vertical co-design, they're taking 72 individual Blackwell GPUs and welding them together using high-speed NVLink interconnects. So to the software, it doesn't look like a cluster of disconnected nodes anymore. It operates as a single, liquid-cooled, multi-billion-dollar synthetic brain. It acts as a single piece of silicon. And to manage that crushing volume of data, Nvidia had to build their own central processor. As confirmed in Nvidia's official June 2026 stockholder briefs, this self-developed Vera CPU handles the hyper-complex information preprocessing that stops these massive agentic workloads from choking on their own data pipelines. This exact structural hardware monopoly is why Nvidia's data center revenue just hit an astronomical $75.2 billion in a single quarter. Because here's the reality check. This unprecedented hardware rollout, these massive synthetic brains, they've slammed headfirst into an unyielding physical limit, the local power grid. Based on the comprehensive Global Data Center Outlook published by JLL, the sector has to add a mind-boggling 100 gigawatts of global capacity by 2030. The real villain here is AI dynamic power. When AI agents spin up thousands of sub-agents to verify code and then suddenly drop to idle, it causes violent, unpredictable electricity spikes. It literally pushes regional power grids right past their physical stability limits. The commercial risk is terrifying. Imagine buying $10 billion in chips today, and they just sit there, totally idle, because you can't get power. Which brings us to this chilling metric: 4 years. That is now the average wait time for a primary utility grid connection in major data center hubs. Your biggest bottleneck is no longer ordering the chips. It's waiting for the power company to let you plug them in. To avoid holding on to obsolete hardware while stuck in a 4-year line, tech hyperscalers are completely decoupling from public utility grids. We are officially in a new private energy war. Just look at the historic alliance between Meta and alternative energy pioneer Noon Energy. They just signed an agreement to reserve up to 100 gigawatt-hours of ultra-long-duration solid oxide storage capacity.
Let's just pause for a second and truly grasp the shocking math here. 100 gigawatt-hours. That is enough energy to power roughly 9 million homes for an entire hour. And Meta is holding all of this entirely behind the meter on their own private infrastructure just to stop their AI nodes from crashing the public grid during a computation spike. This is a massive sovereign energy shift. Noon Energy's solid oxide systems can discharge continuous power for over 100 hours straight, totally bypassing the intermittency of solar and wind. And alongside that battery deal, hyperscalers are rapidly deploying third-generation dense Tesla megablocks. They're dropping these 20 megawatt-hour units directly on site to act as immediate, massive shock absorbers against those grid-shattering AI dynamic workloads.
But raw power generation, that's really only half the battle. The other half is thermodynamics. Right now, about a third of all electricity in a data center is completely wasted just cooling the hot silicon. To solve this, an MIT-founded startup called Ferverit has actually adapted mechanisms straight out of nuclear reactors. Instead of pumping millions of gallons of water around, they're submerging the chips in a specialized non-conductive liquid. It boils and recondenses right at the processor's surface layer. This hypervelocity phase boil cooling accelerates heat transfer so well that massive Blackwell servers can output 35% more performance out of their exact same power footprint. And remarkably, it does this using absolutely zero evaporative water. Zero. This is the level of intense physical engineering we now need just to keep the AI race moving forward. The World Economic Forum's definitive Top 10 Emerging Technologies report for 2026 verifies this permanent paradigm shift perfectly. As they put it, competitive advantage in tech is no longer about who has the flashiest user interface or the biggest context windows. The real power now belongs to whoever commands the physical infrastructure, the materials, the cooling architectures, and the sovereign grid access. The software illusion has officially shattered. AI isn't just a fun tool you play with on a screen anymore. It's a relentless operational engine, aggressively demanding physical resources from the real world. Which leaves us with one haunting question that you absolutely must ask yourself today. Is the physical infrastructure beneath your business stable enough to survive the intelligence demanding to run on it?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.